right, Sky Blue Army. Well, welcome to a short and very impromptu show tonight. Just me and Vicky holding the fort because Miles, Jack and Ken are either stuck in traffic, coming back from Plymouth, or drowning their sorrows in a pub somewhere. And honestly, after that 3-1 defeat to the bottom of the league, Plymouth Argyle, I can't say I blame him. I think I'll be sat in the pub for the next 2 hours, actually, and hopefully somebody else can drive me home. Disappointing, doesn't cover it, but look, the playoffs are still in our own hands, unbelievably. So it's not all doom and gloom. Stick with us, hit like and subscribe, drop a comment, and let us know how you're feeling. Just keep it clean, if you can, please, and let's get into it. Good evening, Vicky.
Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. Well, it's just the two of us tonight, so... Well, I've already had a phone call from Miles, and he's had a good old rant. So, and I can imagine we've all been there when you've been at home watching it.
Yeah.
It's funny, I get more nervous at home, and I said to Caroline, I reckon because I can let out when I'm at the ground, you can let it all out, can't you? Your frustrations. At home, you try to I'm a bit more calmer, and I get so anxious. That was a tough watch, but we'll start with the team selection to start with. Bidwell and Allen came in, and Sheaf and De Silva out. That was a big surprise to me because I thought, let's carry on with the team who started against West Brom. I don't know what your thoughts were.
Well, yeah, definitely. I thought, we needed to start well today, didn't we? I think it was always going to be a difficult place to go, and I just thought like the starting 11 was a key starting point, and I was surprised. I thought that we'd played so well, especially in the first half against West Brom, and like that sort of Sheaf, Grimes, Rodon in midfield, and even De Silva, who's been like one of the better players in recent weeks. I've been so good. I just was surprised that we wanted to make such key changes for what was going to be a difficult game. I mean, I know they say there's a lot of football, and like, but we've only got a few games left now, haven't we? We need to be winning games, and like if players can't manage a couple of games this late in the season, I think like when there's so much at stake, it's a bit of a worry, really, isn't it?
Well, it is because they had that. Is it Tijani, or his name is up front, who's hardly kicked the ball all season, and yet he looked like he'd been playing all season. He looked really fresh, didn't he? And caused us loads of trouble. I mean, we had an okay start, didn't we? The first 10 minutes, I thought we held the ball well. No penetration, no hold-up play, and really Plymouth were comfortable, weren't they, with their two banks of four? I don't know what you thought of that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they're very disciplined, aren't they? And we had a lot of possession, but it was all too far back, and then we were just too slow. I thought like we didn't move the ball around quick enough. We didn't get players forward quick enough either. I mean, a lot of our recent good play we've spoken about, haven't we? How we see lots of players getting forward into the box and like we're creating problems for the opposition. We didn't do any of that really. We were just playing it around safely, and they were comfortable. So it was a bit like when we went to Sheffield United and we had quite a lot of possession up there after they'd scored, and they just let us because that we were so far back it didn't really trouble them, and Plymouth were doing the same. They didn't care if we wanted to pass it backwards and forwards between Latty and Grimes and Kitchen. It's no trouble at all around there, is it? And that was the same problem, I thought.
We have problems with our away performances, really. I know we had did we win 3 or 4 in a row at one stage, but some of them were pretty much freak results. There were some freak results and last minute goals, whatever. But that's an issue, isn't it? And if we do make the playoffs, it's going to be an issue in the playoff because obviously the way things are going, we're going to be playing Sheffield United because I'll be amazed if we finished in that 5th spot. We're going to be lucky to finish 6th, if I'm honest. But we'll be playing Sheffield United, and that's going to be a tough ask, isn't it? It's a 2-leg game against them. They'll be absolutely frustrated that they've not got automatics. Yeah, and I think they're losing out at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, Sheffield United away would be a nightmare, but I think that's a massive problem for us, whoever we end up with, isn't it? That away form has created a problem all season, and is a worry in a 2-legged semi-final, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like we need a 3-goal lead, don't we, going into the second leg, because we know we're letting 2 goals. I'll go straight to comments, actually, because we've got loads, and we'll do these. David M. Can't wait to hear what the experts have to say. Well, you've come to the right place, because Vicky's here, and I'm just doing the dials. and David M. says, we were very lucky that other results were as bad as ours, apart from Millwall. Cameron De Rossi, all the way from Naples. Of course, I'll be flying into Naples in July after the season. Once we got promotion to the Premier League, we were bloody poor. He says, keep playing side to side and passing it backwards. Collins isn't good enough. We'll come to him in a bit. Although, yes, what's been said already it's been said 1,000 times this season. David M again. I didn't see the game as it wasn't streamed on my service, but I heard we were very poor. Mikey, I'll put this up because I don't want to. Terrible performance, no pace, no physicality, no will to win. Collins to blame for 2 goals at least. Sims a waste of space, and Milan poor too. Very lucky with other results. Furious at the moment. Adam Toms, I have zero confidence in us getting a win at Luton. It's a very similar scenario to today. Opponents sitting back, fighting for points. It will be down to Borough at home. Let's hope I'm wrong. We go to Mostly Lover Music. Oh, there's lots of... here we go. Oops. But we got out of jail again. Borough's lost to On the Beach Wednesday is particularly poor, but they will be a big challenge on the final day. Let's have zero complacency about that. He also adds, possession does not win matches. We're once again far too sideways and passive with our 73% possession today. That's ridiculous, isn't it, really? And we had as many touches as them in the box as well. Paul Stratton, bullied and outfought. Luton will no difference in passion and desire to win. Paul Stratton, 4-3-3 away from home is a recipe for disaster against teams that are more aggressive and want it more than us. Paul Cuttiford, why work so hard to get into the top 6 then play like this? In my view, our performances this season don't warrant a top 6. But if you get there, stay there and don't play like this again. Can't afford to, can we? We've got 2 games and it's still in our hands. Shazad Karasi says, bad day at the office, got to put it behind us and move on to Luton. Lee Beckett, Bundu should have been sent off twice, correct. Paul Hughes, evening Victoria and Claudio, just not good enough, but keep the faith as Bristol and Borough can't win too. I hope you're right, Paul, because I know you've had a bit of an ordeal in the last 6 months, haven't you? Liam was, I'm fuming, get Collins out of my club. Kevin Quinn, didn't play like a team. That's the position we're in, but we go again thanks to other results. Wayne Brewerton, we just need to turn up, and can Miles and Ken stay in Cov next away games? They have a jinx when they go. See, they can't blame me, it's the kit. Absolutely rubbish. Sorry, Vicky, says Adam Toms. Sims once again, awful today. Not winning balls, losing it. If he had it, very laboured all round. I don't like bad-mouthing players, but he needs to be let go first thing in the summer. Why doesn't Frank start Bassett? He's faster than Sims, says Cameron De Rossi. Graham Cockrell, the team seems disjointed. There's no balance going forward, and there was a red card big time. Rich Overson, good evening, Richard. We have not really played that well away from home this season, and today was typical. Need Wright or Sims to turn up next week. Wish us luck when Vinny driving us home. Yes. Ben Green today was shocking, but somehow we got away with it. De Silva needs to be starting going forward. I'd rather Hadji be up top and have Pato on the wing or something. Collins again, shoot at him, you score. Trevor Merriman, and we'll get to our next subject in just a second. Awful from all the players. I've been sticking up for Collins recently, but now that's gone as another Pompey performance. So, first 10-15 minutes, not too bad. Kept possession, didn't really create anything, didn't hold the ball up. Their defence were quite comfortable. And then we start conceding towards the end of the half. In a game which was drifting, I thought, to a 0-0 half-time, to be honest. Because, I mean, they had a few balls flash across the box. But if anyone was going to score, it was them. And they were awful goals, weren't they? When the first one, we didn't clear our lines. It came back in. Reaction too slow for the first. But, I mean, should Bundo have been on the pitch?
Well, no, I'm not sure how we didn't get a red card for that incident with Adam. I mean, I don't know how the ref's seen what the ref's seen different to what everyone else can say. So I mean, he should have been off, and that's frustrating, isn't it? 2 goals and an assist for a player that shouldn't even be on the pitch. Well,
I suppose Jamie was way. It was Jamie going into it, wasn't it? Yeah. Probably way too honest. He should have rolled around, and just kept rolling until the guy got the red card out.
Yeah,
and probably got up too quick. Because it was a poor challenge. And I think not only did he kick him, I think he stuck one on him in his face as well. Yeah. So it was, but anyway.
2 reds.
2 reds in one foul. But it was a poor goal, wasn't it? And I know you've got him behind you, but he had to close that cross down quicker, didn't he? He just didn't react. Didn't react.
I think, I mean, that goal actually probably signified like the whole problem with the game as much as anything, because so Sims wins the header and follows it out to mark and then doesn't get close enough and block the cross, but then nobody else in the box does anything else. So nobody's reacting. Like their bloke's got the freedom of the penalty area to come in and have a clean shot. So there's just no reaction from anybody. And I think that was the problem across the game, that there's just players not taking responsibility time and time again, and it just was creating problems. So so that just was a really sloppy goal. Sim should have blocked the cross. Someone should have been on their striker. There's so much more that we could have done, and then I think Collins would be disappointed to have let that in as well. And I mean, obviously, Collins gets a lot of criticism. I think probably the middle goal is the big one, but I think that we'd probably say that Dobbin would have saved that. And so that's an issue, because now we're a goal down already. In a game that, like you said, felt like it was maybe going to float to 0-0 to half time, and then you'd hope then that if it was 0-0 at half time, maybe Lampard could have had words and we're in a better position. Like throwing away sloppy goals at the end of the first half just did us no favours at all, did it?
Yeah, I mean the goal, it was at his near post, which is poor anyway, but there was a load of legs in front of him and it was a bit of a slow reaction. But I just, it's again, when the ball's pulled back, there was two Plymouth players stood there.
Yeah.
And either of them could have had a go at it. A few times we get caught out where we seem to drift away from the players and try and defend our goal instead of actually go out and meet the players. And put the block in, which is so frustrating. And then the second goal, as brilliant as Milan was against West Brom, I'm sorry, but today wasn't on it at all, was he? The amount of misplaced passes. 2 or 3 times he tried to make a tackle and he didn't really tackle. He tried to tow it forward, didn't he? And he got caught out. The guy just ran straight through him, didn't he? And off he went. And, yet again, we got caught out. Grimes was the furthest back, wasn't he?
Yeah. What was really disappointing then, I think, was the lack of reaction. I mean, like, he's given the ball away, and then you've got Bidwell like speeding back, busting a gut to get back and try and do something defensively. And like Milan, who's given the ball away, is just strolling back. And you're thinking, you've given the ball away. You need to be reacting to that situation. And then so Bidwell gets back and he marks the was it Binder who was it him that had the ball then? I think it was, wasn't it? And then but no one else is then thinking anything about what other Plymouth strikers are doing and what else we can do to try and defend that situation. And so again, just a lack of reaction from anybody. And so 2-0 down. And they haven't even had to work that hard for that, have they? That's a frustrating thing. We've just basically given away a 2-goal lead.
Well, yet again, that's similar to the whole goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way they broke. That's happened a fair few times this season where they just break.
Yeah.
I've said this before, with the way our fullbacks play quite high up, you need 2 guys at the back, central defence, who are going to win you the balls. And I don't know where Latty and I don't know where Kitchen was, because they were nowhere to be seen. And I don't know what was going on. It was just really, really poor.
I mean, I suppose that is the trouble sometimes if you lose it in transition. I can't remember now what we were doing attacking wise, and so whether they were forward.
Was it a throw?
And that's the trouble, isn't it? If then you give the ball away softly and everyone's forward, they've just got a clean break then, haven't they? But I don't feel like enough people tried to do anything about that. Like, there was just a lack of reaction. Again, I think that was the trouble today. There's so many players off their game. I mean, you can afford it if maybe one player's having a bad game. If your 11 doesn't turn up, that's the result you get, isn't it? Like,
yeah, actually, it was a throw, wasn't it? Milan took the throw and it came out, and he sort of, it was just lackluster. I can't even say it. No effort is what I'm trying to say. I can spell it, I can't say it at the minute. And I sat there numb, and I felt sorry for the men and women, the Sky Blue Army behind the goal, because that just takes the winds out your sail, really, doesn't it? And then you're thinking 2-0, this is only going to go one way now. And of course, we score a goal out of nothing, a typical corner. Sims did actually a decent flick, keeper does a save, and Haji Wright this time puts it in from 4 yards. And you think, right, let's get a reaction. It's just before half time.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like we had a reaction in the second half at all. It just felt more of the same. I don't know what you thought on that.
You know, definitely. I mean, I think like after the last few minutes of the half, after we'd gone 2-0 down, we actually put up a bit of a fight. Then didn't we? Got the one goal, almost had a couple of other chances. You sort of think, oh, it's actually kicked them into life a bit. This like 2-0. So actually, you think actually maybe it's done us a favour. Like it's actually woken us up a bit. But like you said, you come out in the second half, and it's like they've gone back to the beginning of the first half again, and it's all that list of again.
Well, I've put on socials at 2-1 up. I says, you know, we've got to have a go at them, as this could end up 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And as it happened, we did concede that third. And at 3-1, it was just game over, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And it's kind of embarrassing considering we are 6th in the table. And I mean, meanwhile, Bristol City and Middlesbrough, I think Bristol were already losing by then. Middlesbrough was still winning, I think, or they may have conceded by then. But of course, they chucked it away as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we were disappointed with our reaction because it doesn't matter what the other teams. Well, it does matter what the other teams are doing now because they're doing us a favour. It just seems odd that you got Bristol going to Luton and their top 5. Well, this is why I think people have said it's not particularly a fantastic division. I know people say anybody can beat anybody, but really, when you got Middlesbrough, ourselves, and Bristol City trying to get in the top 6, and you're playing teams, Sheffield Wednesday, who don't care, and I know Luton and Plymouth are struggling, and they're fighting the same division, but we are fighting to get out. And it's almost like, the way I said to somebody, it's almost like us going up isn't a bigger deal as those two down the bottom staying up. Because if they go down, it's a massive deal going into League One. Whereas we could miss out this season, it won't make a jot of difference to us next season. We'll just carry on as we are. I know we could go up, but staying in the division isn't such a bad thing, is it?
I think the thing is, like people say, anybody could beat anybody on the day, which is obviously true, and it's what makes the league so exciting. But you'd like to think, like in a situation like that, you've got two teams that are fighting for something, and you're right, like the staying up is so much more important. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the windfall for getting into Premier League, the amount of money that would give us and how it would set us up, it is massive. But dropping out of the league into League One is a massive issue for clubs as well. And so you'd like to think that you've got two teams both fighting for something important at respective ends of the table, and the team that when those two teams are both fighting, that the team with a sort of quality and confidence, which obviously we should have because we're at the top end of the table, will come out on top ultimately. But I think that was the problem today. We didn't match the fight. Like that was the fundamental problem, wasn't it? They fought for their survival and we didn't fight for our playoff spot, and that's the disappointing. Because if we had done, then our better quality should have shone through, shouldn't it?
Well, it should have done, but we did the whole thing again, the way we started the game, where it was quite slow, wasn't it? And you just know how the pattern of play goes. We didn't really have any efforts at all. 73% possession, whatever it is, or 76, it's balmy, isn't it? To have all that possession and not really threaten
with it, it's crazy.
It's poor. And I don't know if you listened to Frank Lampard's interview. If people haven't, I suggest you do with the CWR. He wanted to get it done and dusted and quick because I think he was absolutely fuming. You could tell they didn't do it at all. He knows that, and he didn't want to blame anybody individually. He sees it as a collective, which is probably true because they're all rubbish today, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to single anybody out, but he didn't want to do that interview at all. He just wanted to get on the coach and home, I think. Cameron De Rossi says, Alan isn't physically good enough to be in the field. To be honest, we need a strong midfielder like Roy Keane used to be. And so does everybody else, Cameron. That's the trouble. Mark Packman, even all, we showed no passion today, no creation. And how many shots did we create on goal? I think it was 0. Mark Brandis, we are definitely missing Bobby Thomas. Yeah, what do you think to that, Vicky? Agree?
Yeah, I do.
It's... he's a bit of a colossus at times. I mean, he does have a mistake in him, but
I think he's really grown as the season's gone on, and I think that he is a big miss in our team now.
And for me, Latty is just it's not big enough. It frustrates me because the amount of times he goes down looking for a foul all the time. I find it odd. He gets him and he puts his arms up, he's waving for a foul. It's like, get on, man, get on with it. Just get on with it. These referees aren't going to be mugged off all the time. Cameron Dorsey says, Collins isn't good enough. Bissett was not in the squad, said David M. I don't know why, though, although Apparently there is an attitude problem, so I've been told. Ben Green, also, I know we bash Sims, but he constantly looks unbothered, lack of effort. Gag says on X, not good enough today, although the results went our way. We need to perform like we did v Sunderland and West Bromwich Albion. It's in our hands, but we can do it. Trevor says, Trevor Merriman, I blame the white kit. We cannot wear it against Luton. Got to wear black, surely. Wear sky blue. Why didn't we wear sky blue today?
I don't know. That white one, like, why do we keep on wearing it when we know we can't win in it?
It looks like it's been washed about 1,000 times, that design on it. It's not very good at all, I don't think. Cameron Dorsey, don't know, but I don't understand if he's better than Sims. David M, we should have farmed out Tavares. We should not have farmed out Tavares. He's more effective than Bissett. Mark Rainbow, when we controlled the game early, our tempo was far too slow. Once they got there first, we didn't match their intensity. That's before we started to make individual errors. We never really got behind them, did we, Vicky? That's the problem.
No.
And Sakamoto, I mean, Rodoni, player of the season by country mile. Rodoni didn't turn up today. And this is the problem with us away from home. Our flair players do not turn up a lot of the times, do they?
No, it's been a problem time and time again all season, really, isn't it? It's something that we've never really resolved, and it is an issue.
Paul Stratton says, reality check for us, all this. Imagine turning up and playing like that against Liverpool. I can guarantee, Paul, if we went up, 10 of those players would not even be in the starting lineup, probably. It'd be a complete turnaround. They might be in the squad. The majority of them will not be playing. It'd be a bit like kids' football where they score 7 against us. And when it gets to 8, they don't put it in the paper. They just put lost. Well, they just stop at 7-0 or something. It's ridiculous. I guess the kids get upset. What are they made of nowadays? Maybe that's what the problem is. Cameron Dorsey, that's so annoying. Our passing was too slow and playing side to side, then passing backwards. Why? Forward attack. I did scream at the telly once. We had a break on, I think it was in the second half, and it may have been Sakamoto, and he just turned around and rolled it back 20 yards. I thought, keep going forward. We've got to get goals. There's an obsession, isn't there, at times? Gary Anderson, a lot of the times seem to defend Sims, but I can't defend him in this match. Finn, no passion or desire today. We played like West Brom Albion did. Did they lose at home today as well, West Brom?
They were losing. I don't actually know what the final result was, but they were losing.
Leeds will field a B-side against Bristol. Can't see us winning. No, they want to win the league. Leeds do. Tell you that now. They won't. They'll want to win the league. And if they field a B-side, it's still good. Decided maybe last game where we need the win. Whatever happens, the last game of the season is the decide. Even if we lose on Saturday, if we beat Middlesbrough, we still go into the playoffs, basically, because of Millwall's worst goal difference, unless they're going to score an absolute shed load of goals in 2 matches. So it is going down to the last game regardless. Unless, of course, we do win at Luton. Come on. It can happen. And Middlesbrough fluff it at home. They just draw or something. Then happy days. And we've got egg on our face, haven't we? We can all sit here and it can happen. We know that. Phil Bevan, we were too slow in the build-up today. We need to get the ball in the box quicker. Why was that challenge on Jamie not a red card? Exactly. I think with VAR it would have been. Rob Murray, no idea how to break the low block. Yes, you need players who move, Rob, to break a low block. They've got to move around. They've got to draw players out. And we've got to move it quicker. What a disgraceful performance, says Wayne Littlewood. Collins should never play again. Also, sorry to say, but Ellis Sims should be finished now. Passenger all game. We cannot afford to carry players like this. So, Vicky, do you feel worse now or this time last year?
Because
you obviously know what it is.
Yeah. I think I'd felt the worst this time last year. I think that was that. But today this feels very much like a sort of typical. I never thought we were never going to get into the playoffs easily, were we? It's just not the way we do anything. So I never thought there's no way we're going to win 4 games in a row, get into the playoffs comfortably and happy days. It was always going to be an up and down thing. So today just feels very much like part of that picture. getting robbed at Wembley last season, I'm not even sure I'm over it yet, to be honest. So yeah, definitely worth this time last year.
I saw some of the images that people put up at the time with
Yeah.
the line and that, and the more I look at it, it looks like he's a yard onside now.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
who was it? He said, "Yeah, I can't. Who's the player who was talking to last weekend?"
Matthew Godden was saying the other day about it as well on that
Yeah,
show.
when he said that maybe they should have done it from when he actually left his foot, not when it's
Yeah.
moved about a foot, which is true, isn't it? It's
that's what's worse, isn't it? About that, I could have accepted if when they showed it, you could see he was like I don't know, 2 feet off side, and you're just thinking, oh, that's annoying that VAR's ruled it out, but it is what it is. I could have accepted that. I think why it's still just like feels so raw is that it just felt like we were robbed, because you look at it and you're thinking, I don't think we were offside, and so that should have stood and we should have got to the final. And
this is the thing with VAR, whether you like it or not. What I've seen of it, even this season, if it's a lottery if you get the decision sometimes, especially more so on fouls, not on offsides, because offsides should be clear. It shouldn't be. There should be no error at all. Offer of Mercy says, got to consider switching keeper, guys, but it was lacklustre. I said it then, all over the park. Miss Bobby Thomas at those set pieces. Luton might like defence of might be like the defence of Rorke's Drift. We need a point. We've got to get a point at least. That's the key, isn't it? Brian Tully says, just can't but think it will go all down to the last game. Well, it will. I think it will. We need Thomas back as soon as possible, says Paul Stratton. Play Bell Wilson unfit. Well, I'm being told Wilson's fit, so I don't understand what's going on. Scott Beasley, let Collins go for free. Absolutely awful. He makes shots on target become goals. Gibbo, defence poor again, as per all season long. Ultimately, it could be the factor that us falling short of being that top 6 deck overhaul needed in the summer. I mean, I said at the start of the season, if we don't make it, it's because of the amount of staff goals we let in with the same defenders who were here last season. And it's a lot of the time, Vicky, it's just undecisive in front of, and nobody takes a decision to sort things out at times, do they?
That is a problem time and time again, isn't it? Just somebody taking responsibility and dealing with it. And so often, and that's what's frustrating. So many of the goals this season that we've conceded are just sloppy. The other team haven't even had to work that hard for it, but because we've been so indecisive and just giving away space or time, they're getting goals just so easy. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Like we're fourth, like the fourth best scoring team in the league, but we're sitting like 15th or 16th in conceding. So it's the defensive side of it that's a massive problem for us, because those goals that we're like throwing away are points that we're throwing away, and the difference between being comfortable in the playoffs or even pushing for automatics versus like just like struggling to get into the bottom of the playoffs it's a massive difference, isn't it?
It's a weird division. So you got the top 3 are clearly the best 3 teams in the division. We have the anomaly, if that's the right word, of Sunderland, because that start they had at the start of the season have stayed there. They've stayed 4th pretty much all season, haven't they? And then you got the rest. So we're like the second best team out of the proper, almost like the proper championship. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? It's absolutely mental. Marky Boy says, sadly, the lads just didn't turn up today. Lacking passion and fight. A win today wouldn't reduce the pressure on the last 2 games. Looks like it'll come down to Middlesbrough. Latty is a liability, says Finn. Just not good enough. We missed Thomas and EMC. Yes, we sort of forget EMC. Another loss, really. We've lost 2 key players with only a few games left. Mark Cunningham, shocking, no other word for it. Mark Rainbow, why do we not use our right side? I had a message from Miles saying, why are they not passing to Sakamoto? And it's true, we funneled everything down our left. Don't remember Van Ivek or Sakamoto being given the ball at all. Is that because Plymouth played in a way that forced us to go down our weaker side, which it was? Gags, leave Sims alone. He's doing his bit for the country, saving loads of energy. I like that. Wayne Litwood, why can't Wright play away from home? I know he scored, but apart from that goal, what did he do? Such a poor player. Costa 51. Evening all. Well, that was a bit rubbish. Thankfully, both Bristol and Middlesbrough are losing. Of course, they lost. We have to be so much better than the last 2 games. I mean, I said last week, don't be surprised if all 3 teams lose. And it could happen again next weekend. It's just, it could be like the lowest points ever to get in the playoffs at this rate.
It's like no one wants that last spot, do they? We're all fighting to not get into the play.
It's like we're toying with Leicester whether we should actually play them next season. That's what we're doing at the minute. We're keeping them waiting, aren't we? Can I just say, okay, we lost today, but losing 9 matches in a row and not scoring at home. Wow, that is terrible. I don't care what division you're in. That is the fact you didn't score. That's terrible. Yeah, so there are little things that make me smile when things don't go so well for the Sky Blues. We just don't have that explosive speed up front. We need more urgency when going forward, says Pete Stevenson. Mark Rainbow, it didn't help that Alan got straight up to the appeal for the card. Exactly, he should have stayed down. David M, we never seem to do well when we have multiple games in quick succession. It's almost as if we lack the stamina to handle that. Graham Byrne, well played, Bundu. Must be I'd imagine he's a Plymouth fan. Ray Carlon, we're still too nice. We need Thomas back as soon as possible. Ben Green, fair play to travelling fans at the end of the game with the support after that performance. They did. They give him a massive clap. Unbelievable. I'm sorry, Vic. It's time to change the background. No goals from Sims in 11 straight games. If it wasn't for midfield scoring, we would be in real trouble. Peter Doolan, never play in that white kit again. We just never win. Too many mistakes to talk about. We better improve against Luton or we're toast. Like I said, it don't matter. It's going down to the last game now. Lee Beckett, a lot of the players were none of them were on there today. Oh no. I can see somebody appear in the background. I don't know whether or not I should let him on. Paul Stratton, Oggy at CWR blamed Sims for the first goal, blamed MVE for the second goal. Collins near the post every time. They were too physical for us at times, men versus boys. Can you hear us, Miles and Ken? Oh, you can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Oh, that's a shame. We can't actually hear you, Miles. I'll keep going. Peter Doolan on the way back on the coach, and it's very quiet. I bet it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can hear us on the coach. Kevin Quinn, Collins is a great keeper if he doesn't have to go high right, left, right top, or left or right bottom. There was one incident where even Oggy pointed out where he should have just come and collected it, held it, and he sort of patted it back into the danger area.
Yeah.
It's total lack of confidence, and it's worrying at this level when we're so near the top. It's strange that, isn't it? Liam says Collins is as effective as me in the stand. He watches the ball go into the net. And Lee Danton, Miles. Oh, can you hear us now, Miles?
Yes, can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. So, okay, then you were there. Go on, then. Keep it clean.
Awful, dreadful. Seriously, like I don't know what Ellis Sims is doing or had you right, but nah, man. Look, I know we had a few comments last night about saying why are people slagging off Sims and had you right. But Sims, passenger, and I think Frank got the tactics all wrong today. The ball never even went out to Sakamoto in the first half, did it? I don't know what you guys seen, but I don't think it went out to Sakamoto at all.
Yeah, we mentioned that. It was all down the left-hand side, wasn't it? Our left. It really went out.
Yeah, and I mean, Oggy, fair play to Oggy though. He thought that Hadji Wright was about 7 or 8 yards out for his header. Wasn't it about 3 yards out?
He was in the 6-yard box.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Listen, results have gone our way, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Results have gone our way, and we've just got to move on now to Luton. And the fans did us proud at the end of the game, singing for the Sky Blue Army and singing for the players. And you could tell Frank was very, very annoyed when he walked off. I've listened to his interview on CWR. He was very, very upset, and you can understand it because Clive tried to dig a couple of times about singling out players. You can't single out any player with that performance today. It was just poor. And the best thing about it was sun was shining. So we've all got a suntan, and we've had a fantastic weekend since Saturday.
Well, it's been raining here all weekend. It's been horrible weather.
Oh, well, never mind. You should have come down here then, shouldn't you?
Well, I was almost there yesterday. I was only a couple of hours away, wasn't I? I should have just gone. Well, I must admit, when it was 3-1, I said, I'm glad we came home.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, we're still in touching distance. Hamer's got a yellow card tonight, which is brilliant, so he only needs 2 more. And if we finish 6th, then we play Sheffield United, and Hamer won't be playing if he gets 2 more. So, results have gone our way, and we're still in there. What more could you ask? And as we keep saying, it's in our hands. And if we go to Luton, please don't wear that white kit. I really don't like the white kit. Seriously, what is going on? Who designed our white kit? We don't play in white. We can't play in white. And I think we still haven't won in it. And I think the last time we went all season without winning an away game in the kit was the purple kit. Was it 92, 93 or 94, 93, 94? The pony kit? We never won all season in that. Oh, man. Just come on. We can't wear that white kit anymore. No.
Bizarrely, it's as if this weekend didn't happen because everybody lost.
It's as we were, mate. It's as we were. But disappointed, really disappointed.
Yeah. And when we walked out, Will's in the back. Will, say hello. Hello. There's Will. Will said exactly that. When we walked out, he went, it's like the weekend never even happened. And then Martin, the policeman, the Coventry City policeman that does all the policing for the away games and home games, we seen him last night in town. It was brilliant. We had a great night. And then we seen him after the game, and he went, it's like the weekend ain't happened because of the results.
Miles, the last 20 minutes, I was watching the Middlesbrough game because I thought, come on, Sheffield Wednesday. And when they scored, I just started cheering as if we were scoring.
Well, you're better off.
Well, that's what the fans were doing, weren't they? They were saying City's going down.
When you see the last 10 seconds where they missed 2 sitters in the space of 10 seconds in the same move, hit the underside of the bar, landed on the line and came out, I couldn't believe it. I was almost dancing around the room.
Yeah, well, we haven't left yet because we were told at half-time there was a 20-mile tailback on the M5. So we thought we'd stay behind and have something to eat at Wetherspoons just down the road from the ground and let the traffic die down. So I'm hoping there ain't a 20-mile tailback when we're heading back.
I thought you were going to say
that'll make it even worse.
I thought you were going to say it's fans queuing up for your autograph.
Perhaps last night.
We're actually still in Plymouth at the moment. We haven't left Plymouth yet, so it was a very disappointing day result-wise.
Yeah,
and team-wise, I don't know. I mean, he changed the team, didn't he? That caught us out a little bit. We didn't expect any changes, and he made 2 changes. Maybe
I did say there's going to be a couple of changes, but I didn't know who.
No. Did he have to change it? I don't know if he did. It didn't work, did it?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. It looked like Sheaf and Grimes had got a bit of an understanding against West Brom, so it was a strange decision, wasn't it? But it's done and dusted now, and you can't do much about it. It's all over, and we've not lost any ground, we've not gained any ground, and we are where we are, aren't we?
It's frustrating, so we could have had an advantage, couldn't we?
Of course. But I suppose we still have because of that last game at home against Middlesbrough.
Yeah. I don't, to be honest, I don't want us finishing 6th. I really don't fancy Sheffield United in the semi-finals. I prefer to finish 5th and play Sunderland. I'm not sure. I think Burnley are winning 2-1, which means Leeds and Burnley are going to be up. So Sheffield United are in the playoffs because of the mad goal difference. I mean, Leeds have got a huge goal difference. But I want us to finish 5th. And I mean, what more of a pick-me-up did the players need was at the end of the game. Sorry, my arm's aching. It's dropping here. But what more of a lift did the players need than seeing us at the end of the game singing, Wembley again, LA, 3-1 down, we're still going to Wembley and all this sort of thing. it's been an amazing weekend, and I know we've got a long journey home, but Mark White and Shannon, they've got a 300-mile trip tonight on the train, so they're not going to be home until about 1 a.m. Bless them. But it is literally we've got to win Saturday now. We have to win Saturday because we don't want to be finishing sixth. We don't want to be playing Sheffield United until the final, and then Hamer will get a yellow card next week, and he'll get a yellow card the following week, and then he misses the final, and we see Callum O'Hare crying behind the sunglasses.
I'm going to ask one question, Miles, before I let you go, because it's to Ken. I just want to know how many Cornish pasties he's eaten and how many.
Good.
Because I've noticed.
I missed out.
Hold on.
Listen, I missed out on my fish and chips last night. I didn't know because it was shut by the time I got down there.
Yes, you did, yeah.
Because I noticed that you're wearing different tops every day and they're getting bigger and bigger. So I just wanted, like, did you bring
I don't like to have a little flex in my tops. I don't like tight tops like you. So I like a bit of extra.
No, I don't know. I like the range. You like sporting the whole range. I thought he's doing like a fashion thing for the club.
Do you know what, right? I'm so gutted because Mark White had the walkout jacket, you know, the sky blue walkout jacket.
Yeah.
And Ken's got that one. And then I've got the blue one and I've got the black one, but I ain't got the blue one.
Right.
So I've sneakily asked somebody today at the ground that knows some of the players and said, any chance you can get me one because they don't sell them anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah. So I'm missing out on it and I need it. But I will say, we've had a great weekend. It's been brilliant. And last night was superb because we had some people from Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club turn up at the hotel. There was 20 people there last night watching the show, and it was brilliant. And to be able to come away and have people turn up, we've seen some taxis pulling up outside the hotel, and people walked in and went, "Hello, it's us from Leamington and Warwick Supporters Clubs. Hello, Sky Blue Fans TV." They all come in, sat down, and they enjoyed the show, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I just want to say a big thank you to all our fans and everyone that watches the show, because even today where we've been at the ground, people have been coming up to us and saying we watch the show week in, week out. And it is absolutely fantastic when you get fans coming up to you and speaking to you. So I know we say it each week, but this weekend has been brilliant because we've met people and put faces to names, if you know what I mean, which is superb. So thank you so much.
Is that why Ken's got the dark glasses on now? Then is he?
You don't want to see my sunglasses. Well, why not? Let's put them on. Hold on.
Elton John specials.
Yeah, he'd be Elton John specials. There you go. Boom.
Blimey, I'm in 3D, aren't I?
But no, thank you to everyone that has tuned in last night as well. Brilliant. We really enjoyed it. And by the way, he didn't get his fish and chips, but I got my fish and chips.
He looks like you don't need it.
Oh!
You know, I do need it after today.
Get yourselves off to the pub then.
Now we're heading off now. We're going to come home and we'll see you all hopefully on Thursday night. We'll see you.
Brilliant. Cheers, Miles. Cheers, Ken. Good to see you. I'm still in the background.
Yeah, bye. Play up, Sky Blues!
Play up, Sky Blues!
Well, there you go. That was great to see them, actually.
Yeah.
Poor old Ken.
Are you just ribbing him because he's gone on a date with someone else now after your date night?
Yeah, obviously my date was he offered him Plymouth, I offered him Hull. So, you know. and a stopover, 2 nights. What more do you want? Finn says, looks like we went there for a draw, got outplayed, opened up on the break. They had the cutting edge and desire we lacked, wasted opportunity. Big shout out to Travelling SBA for the response at the end of the game. Yes, Trevor Merriman. Ben Green, no rhythm in our play today whatsoever. Leicestershire Sky Blue. Oh, yes, we've got a spy. That's fantastic. Sky Blue agent in Leicestershire. We need 4 points from the next two. 70 is the points level we need for 6. Lead down, we're getting our poor performances out of the way prior to the playoffs. David M. Middlesbrough missed a penalty. That would have been 2 up. That's correct. So maybe fortune was smiling on us a little bit. I said at half-time that Frank needs to kick some butt and nothing changed. Lee Beckett, didn't feel like we had the fight in us today. Terrible watch, says Hector. Ella from Ireland. Hey, from Ireland. I'm going for the last game of the season. Bring some Irish luck. Graham Burton. Plymouth always underestimated. Unfortunately, they will go down. We didn't look like scoring, said Hector. That's true, we didn't. Dan, I had a bad feeling today after looking at their home record and our away record. Wayne Ghost, if we can't get promoted, we'd better hope Rudoni and Van Aywick aren't sold. Wayne Littlewood, all those fans that travelled 4 hours to witness that, we know teams can beat anyone on the day. That annoying part is how we lose. Just an inept performance and with passion. Leicestershire Sky Blue, we have big absentees, lacking Torp, EMC, Dovin and Thomas. It's true. It's not a huge squad, is it really, Vicky? That's our problem.
That's the trouble, isn't it? Like the first 11, if we can pick our sort of favourite 11, like we're a match for pretty much anyone in the league, I think, other than sort of maybe like these who I think are. I think even our best 11 could use Burnley and Sheffield United again. But once you start losing some of those key players, especially in some positions, we just haven't got enough depth at all, have we? And that's the problem there, and that's why. The squad depth needs to improve so that some of these fringe players need to be upgraded so that when we've got injuries, we can bring in comparable quality. Otherwise, this is what happens, and there's like vulnerabilities throughout the team.
Yeah, well, this is what we need to do in the summer. I think Frank and his coaching staff will realise that. They have let in 85 goals, says Graham Cockrell, this season, and the team thought they just had to show up and win. Passing sideways all the time. What does that actually achieve? It achieves nothing. Mark French, one could display versus West Brom, and a few weeks ago beat Sunderland. Lee Dan says, it's amazing how whenever we lose, some so-called fans get onto our players, very fickle fans. If you're a real supporter, you back the players throughout, period. Get behind the team. I think today, though, was a collective meh, wasn't it, really?
I think that's it. I mean,
they all had a shocker.
That's it. And I think you have to say, I mean, I agree with this point to a degree, and I'm not a fan of this, like, calling out individual players, especially when sometimes it's just because someone doesn't like a particular player and they'll never see any good in them. So there's nothing to be gained in that. But I think we can have an opinion on whether the team played well. And I think today no one really turned up, and that's just a general opinion that we were lacklustre and we threw away the game and no one really turned up. And that's not like attacking players. That's just reality, really, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's a game to forget, really.
So coming Saturday, we've been in a situation as Luton where you need points to stay in the division. That's very nervy. You very rarely see teams really go at it when they know they need to win. It's because you can't let goals in as well. So to me, it's going to be another cagey game, I think.
I think that was the problem today as well. That like you could tell at the beginning of the game that it was quite nervy for both sets of supporters and I suppose players to a degree, but we allowed them sort of to get into the game a bit and then score, and so then their fans were like, "Oh, like they got the momentum then, didn't they?" That's what we can't allow Luton to do. We can't allow Luton to get the momentum. That we need to keep them nervous and on edge, and we need to be the team that's dominating, so that they haven't got that momentum and they haven't got the crowd behind them. Otherwise, that was part of the problem today.
I think just keep the ball off the pitch.
Just lob it over the low stand into the back garden.
I think you've got to meet fire with fire. I don't think we're going to play through them. I think we have to go long. I think we have to be more direct, and I think it will work. I really do. I think just holding on possession for the sake of it sometimes doesn't work when their press comes onto us and they break free and get the ball off us. We're in trouble. Scott Beasley says, gutted I can't make the last game as it's my daughter's party. But it's not your party though, is it, Scott? It's her party. Begged the missus to move it, but not happening. Anyone want my ticket? Any game? Yes, has to be the most important. And he says, is it just me everyone that think everyone seriously overrates Bissett. Works hard but doesn't score. Runs into defenders. Will ask too much of him. I mean, there wasn't an instant against West Brom where, towards the end of the game, didn't he? At the edge of our box, he had the ball, went to run and ran straight into one of their players. I thought, let's give him the ball away here at the worst possible place. Mike Dudley, why can't you be motivated to run, work hard, and go and try and win it? They're supposed to be fighting for a playoff place. Wayne Brewington, big game Luton. We owe them one. Hope the players remember the heartache we had to drive them forward. A lot of them aren't there now. Woeful, lacklustre, pathetic performance. Sims out, Collins out, Bidwell out. Get one of the Plymouth strikers. Works a lot harder. That's from Mike Dudley. Everybody out. Mark French, wouldn't blame Bissett if he's in the mood. Sims, Hadji, no show again. Please, Frank, show them how to run forward with the ball. Scott Brownsword, absolutely crap game, but at least it didn't matter because other teams helped us out. Yeah, nothing's changed. That's what's bizarre.
It's weird.
Yeah, no. Paul Stratton, any team that plays in the low block stops us playing. Our flair players have no idea on breaking it down, sideways and backwards, no cutting edge. Rounds of possibility. Milan mistakes for 2 of their goals, correct. Mini Phoenix Gaming, Sims' goal scoring record, it's worse than Clinton Morrison. Says it all, really. And Collins is possibly the worst keeper I've seen at the club. Even Lee Burge could make a save occasionally. Back on track, we're relying on 2 average players, 2 lazy players to step up. They don't have the option, basically. We can't afford to leave it in the tank. Lee down, we played a team fighting for their lives, all behind the ball, which if you played football, you know how difficult breaking down the low block is. Let's do better at Luton. But what are we doing that's wrong? That we can't break a low block, though, Lee. That's what they need to do then, don't they? They need to find ways of moving that ball around and moving their players around. And that's what we're not working hard enough doing. Everyone knows that the FA wanted 2 Prem teams in the final. I'll talk about the FA Cup. Come on here, we are 6th with 2 games to go. Did we think it possible in November? James, no. Is the answer, which is why it's true. We didn't, did we? Liam Wilson is fit. I've watched him in training. So there's where's the fitness issue is coming from? I've no idea. Well, Liam, exactly. I've been told he's fit. Tully says that not defo, Claudio, as you say. If we beat Luton and Borough slip up, so not definitely, but then I admit they are big ifs. But it will go to the last game anyway. I think I can't see Middlesbrough slipping up at home this time. I mean, that last 2 late goals could affect them, couldn't it? Mad Frankie, that was absolutely rubbish today. Plymouth just played Route 1 and out-muscled us. I mean, the guy did, I think on the commentary said they like the land of the giants. They've got some big lads, haven't they? Yeah. I don't know. It works to their advantage. I wouldn't want to see it. Well, it hasn't worked all season, has it, really? Because we battered them at home for a start. So, yeah. Waiting Littlewood, Lampard's tactics, team selection was all wrong today. The whole day was just a day to forget. Lampard has done wonders. Same players apart from Grimes with injuries. He doesn't want to play his 3rd choice keeper, says Assassin United. Lee Lishman, can anyone see informed Luton not absolutely stuffing us Saturday? We will need to beat Borough last game for sure. Wayne says when Cov wear white, they play like this. And Scott Brownsword, need to win against Luton and Middlesbrough, no excuses. Some loads and loads of comments. I mean, and there's lots of ifs and buts, isn't there? It just carries on and carries on. I'll just star this one here and we'll come back to it. We're going to go on for about another 5 minutes or so. I've got to get my dinner on tonight.
I know,
yeah. So the final point, really, I was going to make was overall, where does the blame lie today, then, if any? Is it a collective blame, Vicky, or maybe 1 or 2 not doing their jobs? Does that include the coaching staff? And basically, it's still in our hands.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a collective blame, isn't it? Today, I think that a few people have said that they think we got the lineup and the tactics wrong, and I agree. I think that the changes we made weren't right for the game. So I think we started wrong. So that's on like the manager and the coaches. I think then the players didn't turn up, and I don't think any of them can look themselves in the face and say that they gave their all on that pitch today and that's the sort of minimum, isn't it? And I don't think any of them did enough. And then a fair few have made mistakes that have cost us as well. And that's like, unfortunately, Colin's been the goalkeeper, is going to get like the primary blame for that. But there were other players in each of the goals that played that could have done more. So I think that collectively, and then attacking wise, we were just too slow with the ball. Like nothing. So I just think it's basically everybody got it wrong, and fundamentally that was the problem. I don't think anybody. I think actually the one player that I thought when Patterson came on, I thought he actually was the one that had a bit of a spark, and I guess that he'll know how we're feeling, won't he? It's like local influence, whether that made any difference. He was the one player I thought came on and actually tried a few things, and we looked like something might happen. So maybe he can take some credit. And but other than that, I think collectively across the board it was disappointing, and too many people made too many mistakes. But it's still in our hands, and it's still on. So.
Yeah, as Gusto Audio says, I wasn't predicting any points v Luton, but today has made it critical. Borough playing Norwich, who are already on the beach. If we lose to Luton, Borough will turn up only needing a draw to go into 6th. But they don't like playing us, and we are quite good at home at the minute. Yeah. So the fact we're playing at home is massive on that last game of the season. So Middlesbrough know this is their chance now against Luton. They need to win on Saturday, because they know we have to beat them, basically. And then I think it was always going to happen that we're going to have to win that last game. It felt like it 3 or 4 games ago. But looking briefly, Paul Stratton says, we can't afford to lose at Luton. Yeah, I mean, not losing would be fantastic, to be honest. But briefly looking ahead to next Saturday, because I know we'll talk about it on Thursday, would you revert back to the team that played against West Brom, all fit?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
simple as that. Yeah.
I don't think anybody. I don't think Bidder's made a claim to keep his place. Jamie Allen is Jamie Allen, and Ben Sheaf needs to play. I think you just got to put out the strongest 11 available for that match.
Yeah.
And it has to be done, because you need to get something out of that game just to make that last game not a desperate have-to-win situation, basically.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, am I right in saying if we get... would 2 draws be enough? Wouldn't it? If we draw...
No, because then wouldn't...
Well, they're 3 points behind. So if they win and we draw, we're a point in front.
Yeah, so that would be enough, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Bizarrely, 2 draws would get us into the playoffs. That's how daft it is.
And that's pretty much how we got into the playoffs in last time. Like that end of the season, we could have said we've blown it because we were drawing games and stuff, and then in the end we just crept in anyway. So that's how we've done it before, because it's very Cov-like, isn't it? We won't go in all good blazing. We'll just sort of sneak in. That's probably what we'll do again. A couple of draws and sneak ourselves in.
I'm just going to whack the table up. Bear with me. So I'm looking at it now. Millwall have got 63, so they're 3 points behind us, aren't they?
But their goal difference is terrible. I mean, ours isn't great, but theirs is terrible, isn't it? I think they're minor.
Yeah. So no.
So that's their problem fundamentally. Yeah.
2 draws if Millwall don't win both. So who have Millwall got? That's the. So we could do with a win then, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Millwall playing Swansea, who've got nothing to really pay for. Oh, that's it. I knew they had a tough game. They're playing Burnley last game of the season. Although Burnley.
Well, they want to win the league. Them and Leeds will want to win the league. So, and Bristol got Leeds, have they? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's well, we know what we've got to do. It's in our hands. We just have to do it. I'll just read out a couple more and then we'll sign off for the night. Thanks for everybody who joined in and left your comments. It was we just thought we'd try this out. It's not often we do this straight after a game, but me and Vicky at home, we thought, well, maybe I thought it was going to be a good night.
It seemed like a good idea earlier, didn't it?
Everyone gets off. because CWR don't read out all your comments, do they? Lee Lishman says, you can see our weak mentality will be smashed by Luton. They'll bully us off the park. We need players Saturday to have a strong mentality. Saturday, make it ugly for Luton. Alan Arkins, why was De Silva dropped when he was one of the best players against West Bromwich Albion? Cameron De Rossi, we need to be quiet. We need to be quiet Luton fans. We also need to play long ball at times with Luton because they'll be all behind the ball and attack us on the counter. 2 draws, says Finn, if Millwall don't win both. Mark says, no, win out. If Millwall and Borough win both games, they go above us, obviously because Millwall Borough playing us. We were absolutely awful, says Gavin Spicer. Collins, Milan, Bidwell, Latty were poor. Our front three never turned up, and we've been inconsistent away from home, playing for promotion when we put on a display like that. And Gusto Audio, I assumed De Silva was dropped due to the size of their attackers, possibly. It's easy. Win the next 2 games. It can happen, says William. Lee Dan, Frank played Allen instead of Sheaf due to Sheaf recent back from long injury and playing 2 games back to back. Bristol have Leeds and Preston. We're not going to catch Bristol, I don't think. Lee Lishman, like you said, Claudia, you can tell first 5 minutes what the result will be. It's been like that all season, I think. Finn, Leeds, Burnley, if up, won't be that bothered. But they're one of them who want to win the league. They want to go up as champions because Dawn Cook, West Brom have just sacked Mowbray.
Oh,
there you go.
That's weird. Now you think they'd give him to the summer. Yeah. What's the point?
Like it's his fault. Cameron De Rossi, we need to how many managers they had now? That's ridiculous. They need to borrow the Birmingham sponsors, but they've got like the 5. That's about as many managers they've had, haven't they? With the number 5. We need to read that one. Alan Atkins, Graham Cockrell. I like to do podcasts after the last 2 games. We might be able to do that actually. Alan Atkins, need to seriously up our game if to remain in the playoffs. Alistair Gibson, we have a cunning plan. 4 points, we are there. Lee Dan, we want the elephant. Hey, we need the elephant up front today. You're going to Luton, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not, because Caroline's having an operation on the Friday. So I could, if somebody wants to come on with me, we could do it on a Saturday if the team agree to that, or we could leave it. Depends what's happening. Because Ken normally
it's an early kickoff, so we'll probably be back at a relatively sensible time anyway.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Why was Sheaf dropped just as he was forming a good partnership with Grimes? Can he still not physically handle 2 games so close? Gibbo, good to react after the game, win, lose or draw, to heap praise or vent our frustrations. Well done, Sky Blue Fans TV. Keep it going. Thank you, Gibbo. Wayne Ghost, we all have our off days at work now and again. Let's hope they can dust themselves off with a win against Luton. If Borough and Millwall slip up next game, we can breathe. If you do the elephant, Claudio, it will help us beat Luton. The thing is this. I can do other animal impressions as well.
You've got a whole repertoire.
I can do a peacock as well. That's from my days of living in Warwick and having the peacock used to come out of Warwick Castle, just wander around Warwick. They don't seem to wander around like they used to.
Go on, then. That's what you need to do this week, then.
Go on, then. All right. Yeah, that's the peacock. and the elephant. So there we have animal impressions to end the show here on Sky Blue Fans TV. Thanks for joining me and Vicky. We're going to leave it there. Can I just say, we do really appreciate people coming on and watching the show. It means a lot to us. We've got some fantastic things coming up in the pipeline. I'm currently trying to do something in the background with a few of the guys. That's going to be, hopefully it will take off soon. And it's going to be a lot of hard work, but we're trying our best to bring out new content, different kind of things. And of course, we've got the Mickey Quinn thing a week Friday, I believe.
A week on Friday, yeah.
A week on Friday. And that's going to be brilliant. That's going to be a brilliant night. So, good night all. Thank you, Vicky, for doing this and coming on.
No
and
problem.
I hope that this time next week, which will be a Monday, won't it? You're trying to get me with days right now. I might not go to work tomorrow thinking it's going to be a Sunday. But this time next week, we'll be all feeling smug about everything because we've just beaten Luton away, knowing that we're pretty much there. So, good night all, and thank you for watching us on Sky Blue Fans TV. Play up Sky Blue.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.